Hello everybody, welcome back to the FM24 European Journeyman Save, and this generally I think is our toughest challenge of this series yet. This Aston Villa squad is not very good. Let's get into it. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the save, and fellow managers, we were going to be taking on Chelsea and Man City, but we're actually taking on Bristol City in the FA Cup and then Man City, but we have a few transfers to get through, so let's dive into it. So, starting with the ins, because the outs is mainly loans, just to clear a bit of deadwood from the club. 19-year-old Blenko Tomac joins us. £17 million. He is described as a wonder kid, but he joins as a striker / right midfield or attacking midfield option. I'm tempted to train him up in attacking midfield, but he brings with him a good bit of agility, stamina, finishing needs to improve, composure needs to improve, but first touch, technique, flair, loves to do a bit of the unexpected. I just think this is someone we scouted when we were at Monaco and was still at Dynamo Zagreb, so I was like, for £17 million, we can snap him up and he can be part of this Villa journey, because I think we're going to be here for quite a while. So he's in. He is in as a regular starter, which might not be the case, but I do think he is going to be very, very good for us going forwards. I think he can score some goals. I think he can learn a lot while doing it, and I think it fits that philosophy of buying someone and selling them for a lot of money later on, as Aston Villa want us to do. £80 million release clause. It does have an expiry date of 2 years, so I don't think anyone will be buying that. But yeah, he was our first transfer in, £17 million on Blenko Tomac. Next up, to keep the sort of youthfulness going through the club, 21-year-old Brazilian Ramon Diaz joins. He is a left winger who has pace, acceleration, dribbling and crossing. We actually have a left winger who can cross and dribble a ball, which is just miraculous in Football Manager these days. But yet very determined, good flair, can take a free kick as well. Technique is good, work rate is good. Generally, in the attacking outputs, he's going to be very good. He is very small at 5'5" and only has 2 jumping reach, so he's not going to be a threat like we know other wingers can be in the previous iterations of this save. But yeah, Ramon Diaz is in, and I think he could do a good job. Again, 21 years old, it's a youngster, £6.5 million from Vasco da Gama, and it's a youngster I think we could sell for more money, so the board are happy at the moment with what we're doing. He had a good season in Brazil as a 21-year-old, as we've signed him from. 10 goals, 3 assists in 46 appearances, and a 7.15. So we're hoping that he can interchange with the left wingers we have at the club already, get a bit of experience and improve whilst he's here. And finally, for £5.5 million, we've bought in a holding midfielder, Mariano Noza from Boca Juniors, who has shot up in value to around £17.5 million. But yeah, he brings in just a lot of, well, one, much better technical attributes than what we did have in central midfield. He's young at 22, he's Italian-Argentinian. Physically looks okay. I think there is room to improve in the physical side of things. But yes, good vision, teamwork, decisions, determination, composure, anticipation, a little bit of aggression in there as well. Good first touch, passing and technique. So a bit more of a sort of all-rounder, 2-footed, can do what he wants to do in there as well. Never made a senior appearance for Boca, so we have taken a bit of a risk, I'm not going to lie. We've bought him in on the back of under 21 appearances for Argentina. That's where our scouts went and did all their research for him. So yeah, I say that, under 23 level, sorry, for Argentina, not under 21. He is 22. But yeah, we're going to see what he can do. Generally, we're going to see what he can do. And that is it. We've only bought in those 3 players so far. It is, you know, costing quite a lot of money bringing those 2 players in. But you can see on the outs, where are we? January starts here with Ross Considine, who yeah, left for Charlton. We've actually sold quite a few people. Freddie Nolan is the biggest at £8.5 million to Leicester. He was one of our fullbacks that wasn't getting played, didn't have a huge amount of potential, and really technically was significantly lacking. But we needed to just clear the banks a little bit. Lots of loans going out, as you can see. Lots of clubs wanted our players but wouldn't make proper bids. So lots of loans going out, and we've just sold Aidan Lake for £1.6 million to Ipswich. An intelligent central midfielder, but not good enough. And I think the youngsters that we've brought in are actually better as well. So we have sold the 28-year-old on. But yeah, Lots, though, is happening in the pipeline. As you can see here, we've got new staff members all coming in down the bottom here. All of them just on waiting for contracts to come through. We've got 2 midfielders that we are looking to remove from the club. Jamie O'Halloran is going potentially to Dundee on loan. He's not too bad, but again, lacks technically, I think, where we need him. Mikael Sjöqvist, we did accept bids for him to actually move, but now he's agreed that he just wants to go out on loan. So he's going to go on loan to the end of the season, and then we'll probably give up his contract. And Stephen Foy has got a couple of loan moves, I think, that we've accepted here from, yes, Dundee and Motherwell. So a lot of our players going out to Scotland. In terms of the ins, we're looking at Federico Torres from Atletico Madrid as a centre-back option. £15.75 million, I think, is an absolute bargain. He's 6 foot, not the best at jumping reach, but fitness, agility, aggression, bravery, determination, can tackle, sort of mark, but he can head the ball, which is good. We haven't got many centre-backs that can actually head the ball over like 10. So, yeah, scouts very strongly recommended him, 2-footed. I'm excited to see if we bring him in what he can do. Atletico Madrid signed him on a free from Brentford. They bought him from City. City bought him from Racing Club. So he's not been bad whenever he has played. I mean, he had a good standout season in the Championship for Brentford. And then even back in the Premier League, got a 6.82. Moved to La Liga, 6.82 from 7 appearances. But I do think we can do something with him. And then Georges, the left-back, centre-back, potentially coming in to join the club as well. This guy's a beast. 6'3", jumping reach 17, heading 16. Get him on those corners. That's what we want. Determination 17, decision 16. We were battling with somebody else, but it looks like they've pulled out of the race. 16.75 million, I think, is a bargain for Georges from Barcelona. He is waiting on his work permit. But again, only played 4 times for them, but done pretty well. Before that, in Brazil, had a really good season with Palmeiras. And I just think he's going to take us to that next level, to be honest. And the team at the moment, it's not going badly, right? It's definitely not going badly. It's just this squad is such a mixed bag of abilities and playing levels and good players, crap players, very good physical players, but they're terrible technically, or good technical players who are terrible physically. So I think we just need to revamp the squad and sort it out. Like, Josh Nash is currently starting centre-back for us. Georges is going to come in, and if he starts centre-back, he's clearly going to be better technically, better mentally, and probably better physically as well. So we are upgrading the squad, but there's a lot of crap in here that we need to get rid of, and we still need to worry about squad registration and things like that. So the more people we bring in means the more we have to move on that we can't register. Anyone that wasn't registered, I've basically shipped them out of the club straight away on loan or transfers or even free transfers. We have gone in and just released people from their contracts because they were just taking up time, like just taking up space. And if we go release players, so you can see here, Levi Colwill has gone 1st of January. Like, no one wanted him. He's retiring. So I was like, just get him off the wage bill, who was on like 200 grand a week. Tom Lee, we've got rid of as well. Looks terrible. No potential. Just clear him off the wage bill. Ibon Jimenez, Spanish Englishman, not very good. Cleared him off the wage bill just to help us as much as we possibly could to create some space and just clear some of the deadwood. Like, you know, what Man United should have done with Phil Jones all those years ago. But that it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Anyway, that's caught us all up for transfers and things like that. We are currently sitting 15th in the Premier League, so we have done all right. However, we still have played one more game than everybody below us. So if Hull and Forest and potentially Leicester all win their games in hand, we will be back into the relegation zone. So it's not all sunshine, lollipops and rainbows. It's been very mixed. It's been a very mixed bag. It's probably what I was expecting. We've picked up wins here and there. Wolves, West Ham, we beat, drew with Fulham. But losses to Newcastle, who are top of the league. We lost to them 2-0. We lost to Brentford. We lost to Adana Demirspor in Europe. We've lost to Man United. We've lost to Arsenal. We just drew with Chelsea, who are top of the league, which is very nice. But we are sorting our sort of tactics out. Our main tactic is obviously Kalasar cruising, and the second tactic is a bit more counter-attacking and defensive rather than all-out sort of attack, which is version 2. We're using this shape, the more counter-attacking shape, against the bigger teams. If they're in like top 5, I would say a good sort of remit is if they're a top 5 team when we play them, we're using this home or away. If they're a top 10 team, we're using this if we play them away, or we're using this if we play them at home. And then anybody sort of in the bottom half of the table who we think we can beat, we're just playing this system and going on the attack. And it's picking up points, right? It's picking us up points. We're not in a bad position. Bristol City first. We're playing them away from home, so we're going to go on the attacking system. And let's see how we go. Because I do sort of want to get through this competition into the next round if possible. So we've got Tomac. I want to start him on the right, see what he can do. We do have Ramon Diaz, I think, will come on the bench for Uda Oma, so we can just see. I think that the cups feel like a good place where you can introduce your new signings, right? Noza Bieli in there as well, pushing Luca Barrett and Aidan Borland down to the bench. Oda Gilek starts on the bench. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's get into this one. Yeah, we've got a few people lacking match fitness, but that's exactly what the FA Cup games are about. Now, Bristol City are a pretty good team. They have been up and down from the Premier League in this save, so then it's not going to be a walkover, but I am expecting us to do relatively well, to be honest. I want to win every match. I want to win every single match. So let's get into this one. Chris Kavanagh, who would now be probably around about 65, 70, still refereeing in this universe as well. That's something that's always bugged me about Football Manager. They never retire the referees or bring new gen referees through. I don't know why. I wonder if they think no one's really going to notice. I notice these things. Right, half an hour gone. We've not had a highlight. We have had 3 shots and they've had 1. Their 1 shot was an XG of 0.01. So I'll hold that thought because I was just about to say we're keeping them quiet. Charan picks up the loose ball under pressure from Nash into Ainsworth. Hudson, Husaka. Oh, Graham's done really well there. Into the area. Graham. Good tackle from Heaton. Sonko into Devine. Back to Charan. Nottingham Forest with a good bit of possession here. Into Graham again. Into Sonko, Devine, out to Charan. Charan into Devine, into Falconer. Now they've got a bit of an overload here. Shaw gets round his man, puts in the cross towards Falconer. It's headed away. It's a handball. It's definitely a penalty. That always happens in Football Manager. It's going to be a penalty. 34 minutes gone to give Nottingham Forest their main shot on target. It's a great save from Mahdi. Come on. That's why we've put him back in as first choice goalkeeper. What a save from the keeper. Lovely stuff saving the penalty. Graham with his mohawk with the corner. Swings it. It's another good save from Mahdi. And it's all Nottingham Forest at the moment. Our squad does look quite short, doesn't it? It does look quite short. Graham over the corner. Swings it in. And Mahdi claims it very well indeed. Great save from the keeper. Still 0-0. Atanga for Forest. Back to Hudson. Into Ainsworth. Into Shaw. Ainsworth again. Gives it off to Hudson. Hudson into Devine. Nottingham Forest are starting to get a bit more of the ball here. Husaka ball through. Sonko's in. Sonko squares it. Nobody's there. Boucher clears. And Nolan can look to bring it away. He is a speed merchant, Nolan. So hopefully he's not like a Dharma Traore in real life. Has he got an end product? Yes, he has. Wallace. Oh, my word. Sam Wallace with a shocking miss. Absolutely terrible. Half-time then 0-0. Alfie Devine's missed penalty is probably the big talking point of this game. We've had 5 shots, all of them off target. So I'm going to say we're disappointed in them so far. We're going to make just one change. We're going to drop our wingers, or our inside forwards, I should say. In fact, we're going to make them wingers, right? We're going to go for something a little bit different here. Wingers on support, and then we're going to change these guys to complete wing backs on attack. And we're going to try and get more support up from the fullbacks, to be honest, rather than relying on our inside forwards to do all the work. So they can tuck in and sit a little bit deeper, or actually they're going to be wingers. So they're going to be wingers and sit a little bit deeper and wider to try and get on the ball. And that should allow the complete wing backs to push up and push inside. And we'll see if that helps us out. So Nash with a free kick, short into Lawrence, into Noza Bieli, up to Lampy, but he couldn't quite get there. Devine on the ball now, out to Ainsworth. Ainsworth cuts in field into Atanja. Good tackle to give it back, but it falls to Shaw. Noza Bieli wins it back. He's not having a bad debut, certainly. That was a terrible pass. You've been bailed out by Sam Boucher. Tomasek, ball down the line to Wallace. Wallace is fouled. Ainsworth, surely red card. Nowhere near the ball. Straight red for Ainsworth. It's now 10 against 11. 64 minutes gone. Tomasek, it's not really worked for him. So Gilek is going to come on. We'll leave him as a winger because it's not doing too badly at the moment. Nolan's knackered, but he's having a good game, so we'll keep him on up front at the moment. Devante Lawrence can come off for Borland in the middle, and Sam Boucher is getting a little bit tired. Reese Heaton at left back can be replaced by Georgios Theodorou at the moment. We could actually just move Boucher and Theodorou over as well, because Theodoro is actually more of a right back than a left back. So we'll go with that. See what those changes do as we play against 10 men. Sort of feel like we should go on the attack as well once those changes come in. Let's go for it. Onto the attack. See what we can do. So 10 minutes to go, we've made our final changes. Nolan was having a good game, but he comes off to replace by new signing Diaz, and Diallo goes up front with Lampe dropping into attacking midfield to replace Wallace. 10 shots, we've had none on target. Our shooting has been woeful. We've played for about 25 minutes with work ball into the box, but I've just taken it off again now. But generally, our finishing is rubbish. It appears that we're getting into half-decent chances, XG of 1.23. Remember, Bristol City have got an XG of 1.19, but have missed the penalty. So we're going to be going into... Oh, it's going to be a replay, is it? Do we not have... we should have won, so trust the process. It's going to be a replay. Honestly, I thought it went straight to extra time nowadays. But there you go. We couldn't beat lower league Bristol City. So we have agreed the signing of Federico Torres from Atletico Madrid. Looking forward to seeing what the centre-back can do. Definitely will make us stronger and better. He is in. So we'll give him the number... Where is he? Torres can get the number 5 at the back. That's not a problem. It could also go to Jorge when he signs from Barcelona. But we're going to go for that. We'll get him registered. We are in the midst of just letting someone else go, if I remember rightly. Now, who was it? We've got 2 bids on players there. If not, then we're going to have to unregister someone. I think we're going to have to unregister someone. Well, Ben Black has not been very good, and he's transfer listed. So we're going to go for that. Ben Black, sorry, mate, off you go. And O'Halloran is leaving for Dundee on loan. Bit of news for you. So Jorge has signed as well. His work permit has come through. That is good. We've applied for a work permit for Volta Acciato to join us as a fitness coach. But yes, Torres and Jorge are both going to be in. So that is 2 very good signings, I think, from us. We've still got a bit of pedigree. Being in the Premier League is obviously very helpful, but Jorge does join as a centre-back / left-back as well. 25 years old, so we're going to have the best the best abilities of... No, Sean Rolls, that's who I was looking at before. He's the one that's just about to leave. So he can become unregistered, as we're not going to use him. And yes, we are... I'm happy with the squad. We could look to cash in on Cherney to Saudi Arabia as well. 28 years old. He's still pretty good, though. That's the thing. Good rotation for Sam Boucher. So we'll see. Right. I'm not sure. Aston has snubbed Brighton. That's good. Well done, mate. Well done. We'll skip that. Not fussed about the 5th round of the FA Cup, to be honest. Man City next. It could be a long video, this. Okay, so Mac 4 game day against Man City, and we are going to be going into our more counter-attacking system. Lampe has an injury, which is a big concern. We're going to start Tomac out front. He's going to get the nod. Kofi Diallo wants to leave. He's just come to us moaning that he would want to leave. Ben Taylor, because we brought in 2 new centre-backs, we're going to let the youngster potentially go out on loan as well. It did well for me, but I'm happy to see him move on a little bit. Sean and Rolls rejected his move on loan. But there are more bids in for him now. So let's go back to going to get rid of anyone that's not available for this game. So I'm going to sort the team out. We'll be right back. Righty-ho then, this is how we're lining up. Penalty saver, Rory Mahadi keeps his place in goal, obviously. Sam Boucher at right back. Torres and Jorge make a new centre-back partnership up. It's a bold call against Man City, but we're going for it. Heaton at left back, Borland and Barrett in the middle. Gillette comes back in at right wing. Wallace in behind Tomac and Nolan up top. Starting in our more counter-attacking system, I've just realised where I was just moving people around, I've left Lampe on the bench. 5 days away from full fitness. No, I don't want to risk you because we need you for the rest of the season, so you're not going to come on at all. Right, Jorge at the back, number 23, David Beckham's number. That's LA Galaxy. He can have that one. Right, 2 new centre-backs in for a massive game against Man City where we should probably lose. If we get anything from this game, I will be delighted. Let's go with... Go and cause a few surprises. Come on, boys. Go and cause a few surprises. Now, we haven't had the impact at this Aston Villa team where we have done in previous. So with Monaco, obviously, we got them from near relegation to basically getting into Europe in the first season. We have not done that with Aston Villa because I think the level of the Premier League is just so much better than all those other leagues that we've been in that we've actually had to adapt and use this system to play more counter-attacking and try and nick a point here or there, or just hit teams on a counter if they're throwing men forward, which is different. Monaco, we just came in, we played our attacking football, did what we did, and it worked. But like, we played that way in certain games, and it didn't work. We just got absolutely annihilated early on. We were not having chances, we were giving up easy goals, things like that. But you can see here, like 37 minutes in, Man City, they're probably going to score now that I'm going to say this, but they haven't done a lot. And this shape does give us a bit more defensive solidity. Oh, we nearly got in. We are in. Gillette, goal! Come on! It's 1-0 Villa. Odd Gillette gets the goal. He beats Fett in goal. There was a really strong tackle challenge in there from Wallace. Just here, bang, what a tackle. It fell to Barrett, into Gillette. His pass was intercepted or tackled, but then he carried on running, first time with one touch into the area, that finish on the right foot. It's 1-0 Aston Villa, and let's give the boys some praise. Now, we know that obviously Man City are going to be very good and can turn this around, but that is exactly what we need. One shot, one on target, one goal. We've restricted Man City from playing in this shape. It's so less attacking. Like, it is literally sit back and try and hit, not completely sit back, but definitely try and hit teams on the counter. They've made 3 subs at half time, which is indicative of how badly Pep thinks they're playing. You're doing really well. Keep it up. Come on. Come on, boys. We've got, it's just another half exactly the same. Demir, Lewis and Ibrahimovic coming off, replaced by a host of different players. But yeah, if we can keep this going, keep this shape. Torres has picked up a yellow card on his debut, but I'm not too worried about that. As yes, I mean, again, we could potentially chuck in play for set pieces in there as well, because like, that's good of a, like, if you imagine Tony Pulis' team, right? That's how I'm imagining us against these big Goliath like City. Like, we play to our strengths, which is set pieces, counter-attacking, long balls, getting the front 4 involved. But we are having a good game. 10 shots to 2, 4 on target to 2. Maybe this counter-attacking style is what suits us a little bit better for Aston Villa. Maybe this should be our primary system. I don't know. But with 73 minutes gone, we are by far the better team in this game. It's gone very different to what I would have imagined. Right, John Nolan off. Diaz on again. The youngster can come on. Our front 3 are looking very, very tired. It hasn't quite worked out for Tomasek, so we will bring on the want-away Diallo on up front for him. I think I want to keep Gillette and Wallace on at the moment. They're both playing pretty well. Torres on a 6.5 on his debut isn't great, so we'll bring on Cherney for him at the back, who... Strong rumours that he could be moving to Saudi Arabia in this transfer window. There are rumours in the press as Vidal on the edge. Back to Muller. Muller just holds the ball up. Back to Fuji. Muller. Oh, I thought we might nick that. Muller into Fuji again. Into Gray. Archie Gray still going in this universe. Good ball through to Davis. Davis is in. Great save from Mahdi again. He is a good goalkeeper. I'm still umming and ahhing if we're in the market to replace Mahdi in goal, but to be honest, what we've seen so far this season, he has been pretty well, just in this episode alone, right? I mean, a penalty save, and at the moment, keeping Man City at bay, I don't think we need to. He's not the most urgent thing in this career bit of Aston Villa, because there are other places I would like to strengthen. As Boucher comes forward, Sam Boucher, and it goes, it's bouncing around. Diallo, good save from Fett. Diallo, I mean, if you score against Man City and put us 2-0 up, mate, that would very much make you more favourable to staying at Aston Villa, put it that way. As Diaz will take the corner. He's gone short to Boucher, swings it in, bouncing around. Gillette is there. Gillette, ooh, it's going to be another corner. And we've added more set pieces into our routines. I think just putting it in at the front post every single time is a little bit dull. But Diaz will take this one again. And with 10 minutes to go in this game, Diaz swings it in. Fuji heads it away. Gillette back to Boucher, into Diaz, who's onside. Gillette's there over the bar. We're playing well. We're playing really well. Okay, for the last 5 minutes, we're going to get some fresh legs on in the middle of the park. So we're going to go with Devante Lawrence, and Luke Barrett's going to come off as well for... Yeah, we'll put Josh Nash. I was going to bring on the youngster Noza Bieli, but I think that might be a bit of a big ask for him in this one. So fresh legs in midfield just to try and keep that engine room going. We'll see how this goes. Time's ticking down. 4 minutes of time added on. Man City have got back into the game a little bit, but this could be a very, very big, famous win for Aston Villa in the battle against relegation. Call full time, referee. He does call full time. We've beaten Man City 1-0. What a performance. Come on. That is unreal. Yeah, you've made the doubters eat their words. Unreal performance from the boys. Absolutely love it. Climbs us up to 14th. Does put a bit of space now between West Ham, who have played the same games as us. Come on. So that we ease past Man City is how it was thing. Yeah, gave up a bit more possession playing on the counter-attack, but that seemed to suit us perfectly. Ramon Diaz has got a 2-day injury, and Jorge made his Aston Villa debut, signing from Barcelona. I think good signings. A good performance. Bristol City, we weren't quite at the races, but I don't really mind. It's all about league survival and moving into next season and really assessing this squad in the summer. Let me know your thoughts down below. As ever, if you're enjoying the series and enjoying this video, please do leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. I'm flying to the UK. I'm going to the airport in about 3 hours. So this will be the last video before I get back from the UK, or yeah, until I'm back from the UK. But I'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.